Register now.
Hello students, welcome to today's session. This is Sweta Ma'am, your English Master Teacher at Vedantu. Hope all of you are doing amazing. And today we will be beginning with the second session on my childhood. I'm sure that you have already enjoyed the first session, right? And we have learned so many things about the childhood of such an influential personality like Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. So today we will be exploring few more details about his childhood, about his schooling, about his teachers. So I'm sure you are going to relate to your own schools, your own teachers, and your own childhood. And we will see how different or what are the similarities between our childhood and Dr. Abdul Kalam's childhood. Are they same or are they different? In what aspects are they different? And what is there for us to learn from his childhood, right? So all these amazing things we are going to do today in today's session, right? So yes, let us start with our session. We have already completed the analysis of the first part. Today we will be starting with the second part, that is about his teachers and all, and of course we will be covering the most important question answers from the chapter. So do not miss out the session. I will be beginning with an interesting quote and a very motivating quote which is for all of you. So look at this quote. Abdul Kalam says, writing is my love. If you love something, you have a lot of time. You find a lot of time. You find a lot of time, right? So whenever you have passion for something, there is no excuse that I don't have time for it. Whatever you have, you are passionate about, you find out time for it, right? It's a matter of priority, right? And he says, I write for 2 hours a day, usually starting at midnight. At times, I start at 11. So his autobiography is definitely an evidence for all of us about his great writing skill. So he was not just a great scientist; he was also a great connoisseur of art, you could say, right? He loved writing. So this is really motivating, I'm sure, for all of you, and you are going to also follow his path. So guys, tell me, will you start writing from today? Are you guys motivated? Yes or no? Do write now in the chat box. Do tell me in the chat box right now. How motivated are you after watching this quote and after knowing this amazing fact? I'm sure most of you didn't know about this, that he used to write 2 hours a day and he used to love writing, right? Okay. So now resuming our session from where we left, Abdul Kalam, you all know, belonged to a Muslim family, and he used to wear a cap on his head as a sign of his, religion, uh, which identified him as a Muslim. Now, all of you know that his friend's name was Ramananda Shastri, and he was the son of the priest of the Rameshwaram temple. In the last class, I had asked you how many of you are from Tamil Nadu and how many of you have visited Rameshwaram temple. Is it still there? Because I have never visited Rameshwaram temple, so I don't know. So that's why I was asking you all. Okay, so he belonged to a Hindu family and he used to wear the sacred thread worn by Brahmins. You know that the Brahmins wear, they have a thread ceremony. Okay, so they wear a sacred thread, right? So when these children were in class, a new teacher came to the class. And what happened was, Abdul Kalam recalls the incident that happened with them. Let us see what interesting event happened and what was the impact of that event. Now, this teacher couldn't tolerate that a Hindu priest was sitting next to a Muslim boy. Strange, but they did not have any barrier. Okay, they did not let their religion come in between their friendship. They were best friends. But this teacher is trying to create a division. He could not tolerate that a Hindu priest's son is sitting between with a next to a Muslim boy. What did he do? He told Abdul Kalam to go and sit on the last bench, right? And both of them were feeling very bad. And then, Dr. Abdul Kalam, he changed his seat and sat on the last bench. Ramananda, he was feeling very bad. Okay. And he still remembers his image, the image of his friend crying. right? And this incident left a deep mark in his mind, right? It had left a deep impression on Kalam, right? And then, question: who asked Kalam to sit on the backbench of his class and why? And I'm sure you know the name of the teacher, which I have not mentioned here. So I want you to find out the name of the teacher and quickly write this on the chat box. All right. So now, before moving ahead, guys, I'm going to announce something really very interesting and exciting. It's a Diwali gift for all of you guys. So let's quickly check out our Diwali gift. So the problems that you face regarding doubts, notes, assignments, tests, competitive exams, choice of schedule, choice of language, you are not going to face any more problems in the field of education when we are there to support you always, right? So doubts, we are going to take care of all your doubts with the help of our superb class teachers and master teachers. So this entire team of class teachers, they are there to cater to your doubts. So of course you're not going to leave any doubts inside you, right? Notes after each and every session, assignment after each and every session, tests we conduct and give you the performance report. You can actually analyze yourself where you stand, assess yourself where you stand. Competitive exams, we take care of various Olympiads and other competitive exams, and all this within your choice of schedule and your choice of language. And this doesn't stop here, guys. We have some amazing bonus features like micro courses, crash courses. So micro courses pertains to your chapter wise courses. All right. So per, in every chapter, in any chapter, if you have any problem, you can attend the micro course pertaining to that chapter. Crash course is going to make you exam ready. With that, you have performance report. So as I told you that we are going to give you performance report. You can analyze yourselves, and the best part is you are going to get fully personalized attention in our platform. And the Diwali Dhamaka that I was talking about is right now in front of your screen, guys. So yes, we are giving you 50% Diwali discount, which is there only for a certain period. So do not miss this from 7th to 11th November. Do not, let go of this wonderful opportunity, guys, and let the light of learning spread to all. Okay, so please do visit the link in the description box. And for 7th to 11th November, hurry up and come on, quickly be a part of our Vedantu family. We are really waiting to, provide you with the best. So you will get choose your grade, choose your board, check out the details, click on get subscription. You have three types of subscription. You can look at the discount price now. You have for 50% discount, right? So you can just apply the coupon code SWREPRO now to avail, 50% off. Okay, Diwali Dhamaka 7th to 11th November. Do not miss this, guys. Do not miss this. All right. So resuming our session, Ramananda's father, Lakshmana Shastri, called the new teacher and scolded him. So he was Ramananda's father, Lakshmana Shastri. So look at the progressive thought that they had in their mind, right? Why? Because they scolded the new teacher for separating the two kids only on the basis of religion. So now we will look at the character of Lakshmana Shastri in this light as well. Okay, and he told the new teacher not to kill the children's friendship by putting the venomous discrimination of caste and religion into their innocent mind. Religion, Dion. Okay, so do not. It should be religion. Okay, so he says that do not, yes, put the venom of caste and religious discrimination in the minds of these people, these kids, right? And Lakshmana Shastri was very clear. He said that you should, apologize for your wrong that you have done. And the teacher also apologized, right? So we can see that Lakshmana Shastri had sheer determination about ending this discrimination based on caste, religion, the narrow boundaries of caste and religion. And Okay, so his thoughts about religion and caste changed, right? So this was after, Lakshmana Shastri had told the teacher, okay, he had, confronted the teacher and made him understand and made him apologize for his wrong behavior, and told him not to kill the friendship by putting the venom of caste and religion. So how far do you agree with Lakshmana Shastri's attitude? Quickly let me know in the chat box. Do you agree that Lakshmana Shastri did the right thing by actually confronting the teacher and making him understand to not stop the children, making friendship, not stop the children being friends only because they belong to different religion? Quickly let me know in the chat box what is your input on this. Come on, let's see how progressive are you all in your thoughts and how mature you have become now. Okay. So question is, okay, same question that I asked you right now. Do you think that the teacher at Rameshwaram Elementary School deserved the treatment meted out to him by Lakshmana Shastri? Okay, so let me know this answer in the chat box right now. Now, Abdul was also greatly influenced by his science teacher Shiva Subramaniam Iyer. He learned the lesson of breaking social barriers. So this teacher, Shiva Subramaniam Iyer, he was the science teacher, right? And Abdul Kalam was really very inspired and influenced by his teacher. So from the character sketch of Shiva Subramaniam Iyer, we will understand how, he was a great influence and how teacher plays a very important role. Okay, how teacher plays a very important role along with the parents. In the previous class we understood how parents shape the behavior of a child. Here we will understand what is the role of the teacher in the life of a student. He plays a very important role in our life. As I told you that whatever we become in our life, we need to give credit to only, two important persons in our life. One is our parents, if I take them as a unit, and the second is our teachers. They are the ones who sincerely, want our good, want our progress, and they are happy to see our progress, right? Okay, so let us see what did Abdul Kalam learn from his teacher after a short break, where I'm going to announce something very important to you, that Vedantu is launching NTSE Super Sprint in YouTube, where we are going to cover all the news, tips, strategies related to NTSE from November 4th to December 3rd, Monday to Saturday. Timing is 1:30 p.m. Please check out the YouTube link, right? And this is the eligibility students of class 10th, right? So 90% discount you're going to get. The course duration is from 2nd November to 13th December till exam date. So do not miss this, guys. This is another opportunity for all of you. And coming to the resumption of the lesson, now Iyer you remember the science teacher Shiva Subramaniam, he invited his student, that is none other than of course our Dr. Abdul Kalam, for his meal. His wife refused to serve food to a Muslim boy in her pure kitchen. Point to be noted. We had done this question in the previous session's Menti quiz, right? Why did his wife refuse to serve him food? Because he was a Muslim, and this was a kind of, religious conservatism, religious conservative outlook. It should be conservative outlook instead of religious. 1 minute. 1 minute. Okay, so yes. So this is the conservative outlook that, usually people had at that point of time, and sadly it is still prevalent. We are still fighting in the name of religion, right? So Iyer served him. So how did Iyer change the outlook, this conservative outlook, this narrow-minded, outlook of his wife? Look at this. He served him with his own hands and sat down beside him to eat his meal. So again, this throws a very powerful light on the character of a year. So from this we can understand the characters get the progressive. So as opposed to the regressive outlook of his wife, he had a very positive outlook. We can very well understand from here, right? So he convinced his wife to serve meal with her own hands and thus was successful in changing her conservative attitude. Question for you guys. Why did Shiva Subramania's wife refuse to serve food to Kalam in her kitchen? Very simple and a very important question for all of you guys. All right. So next we come to when the Second War got over in the year 1945, India was about to get freedom in the year 1947. All of you know that. Now Gandhiji was known as the father of the nation. He was a crucial part of India's freedom struggle. If you remember, we did a question on Menti on Gandhiji, right? In the previous class, right? He said Indians should build their own India. This was the question that was asked in the previous Menti quiz, which most of you got confused and said Abdul Kalam, right? So it was Gandhiji. The entire country was filled with hope and happiness. Everyone was experiencing a feeling which they had never felt before. Everyone was hoping that now they would be attaining their freedom, right? So for higher education, now let us see what happened in the life of Abdul Kalam now. For higher education, he was now trying to seek permission of his parents to leave Rameshwaram and study at the headquarters of Ramanathapuram. Now, what do you think? What would be the reaction of his parents? The child trying to, talking about leaving home and going out of his town. At that point of time, people were not so progressive and not so broad-minded like people are now. And especially the parents, they are so caring, over caring, extra caring about their children. So, what do you think? Would the parents of Abdul Kalam allow him to leave his home and go somewhere else to study? Do let me know in the chat box quickly. And what would your parents have done in the same situation? Let me know in the chat box right now. Okay, so let us see now what happened next. His father said Abdul Kalam had to go a long way in the life, just like a seagull bird which flies long distances. Very beautifully, he said that you need to. He told he told his son that you need to go a long way. You're just like the seagull. The seagull flies long distances, and you also have to go a very long way. He calmed down Abdul Kalam's reluctant mother. So his mother was reluctant, as our mothers are. They are never ready to send us out, right? They always want to keep us near them. Don't you agree, guys? So same with the mother, with Abdul Kalam's mother as well. She was quite reluctant in letting Abdul go outside for study. But his father, now here, from here we can actually get the father's progressive outlook, right? And also his freedom of thought. He believed in the freedom of thought, which we actually covered in the Menti quiz, right? So from here we get to know about that, right? Now, how did he convince Abdul Kalam's mother? Beautifully, he did not fight. He did not argue. He just quoted. Quoted who? Khalil Gibran, the prophet. Beautiful lines, guys. Please take care of these lines. And actually, when there is a generation gap between us and our parents, and when our parents are not agreeing with us, you just show these lines to them. Maybe you can convince them, right? Of course, not for doing anything wrong, of course, right? But if you think that you are, thinking you are having an argument only because of generation gap, then this is something which you should show your parents. And if you are not having that gap, still you can show this to your parents, because this is something which is really beautiful and applicable for all of us, right? Beautiful lines. Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. They come through you, but not from you. And though they are with you, yet they belong not to you. beautiful lines. So most of the parents, what they do is they try to, pressurize the children. Okay, so maybe when you start to select your stream, okay, think about selecting your stream. Maybe your parents, I'm sure your parents will not do do that, but in case you face any hurdle, uh, for example, you want to pursue, you have a passion about pursuing something, but you are not able to do so because of your parents' uh, maybe conservative mindset, right? So what you can do is you can definitely, show them this beautiful line. This is applicable for all of the parents, and I'm sure they would understand, right? So that is how you can also convince your parents, just like Abdul Kalam's father convinced his reluctant wife, right? And now, question for you guys: what did Kalam's father mean to say when he quoted Khalil Gibran? Let me know in the chat box quickly. Now, with that, we come to the character sketches of Abdul Kalam's parents first. So his parents, his father, we have already discussed various characteristic features about his father. So you need to collaborate all of them, right? First of all, their physical features, starting with their physical features, then they did not have abundant resources. Both of them were very generous and led a lot of outsiders with their own family members, practicing the values of honesty, self-discipline. They led a simple life, so they believed in simple living and high thinking. Okay. Kalam's father made sure that they had all the basic necessities. They had all the basic necessities, but they never hankered for any luxuries. That is very important. He was very liberal, very, very, very important, and didn't believe in trusting his thoughts on his children, which most of the modern parents do. They try to make their children, let's say let's say the parent could not be, they have this dream of making their children maybe a doctor, but the child does not want to be a doctor. He wants to pursue something else. So what the parents do is, they try to force the children, force their thoughts on their children, which is very wrong, right? So this creates a gap, this creates a dispute, right? So here his father was very liberal, and we should give the children, freedom of thought. We should not enforce our own thoughts on the children. That is what this father also believed. He had a secular approach and contributed fully during the celebration of Hindu festivals like Shri Sita Rama's Kalyanam ceremony. So here we get to know about his broad mindset, about his progressive attitude, about his secular approach, because he not only celebrated his own festival but celebrated the Hindu festivals with the same enthusiasm, right? Which is actually very rare nowadays. And Kalam's mother was also an ideal support to her husband. She had faith in goodness and was a very kind-hearted woman. And these, the parents actually helped to shape the personality of Abdul Kalam, and that is the reason, his life was shaped by his parents, his progressive teachers, and that is the reason, that has actually led, him becoming what he is today. Now we come to Abdul Kalam. Abdul Kalam was a boy of ordinary looks. He himself has told us, right? So he had immense affection and respect for his parents. He inherited the values of honesty, self-discipline from his father, and faith in goodness and deep kindness from his mother. So if you are asked this question, that how how his parents have helped him shape his personality, then this is what you can write. Very confident of himself, he did every piece of work assigned to him with full dedication. He helped his cousin to catch the bundles. That was the first earning, right? He also was a very sensitive child, and he learned a very valuable. Of course, he was sensitive, and he also, he also was very fond of writing, that we have already done at the beginning of the session, right? So his this art, literature makes a person very sensitive, right? So therefore, Abdul Kalam was a very sensitive man. He was also a literary person. Apart from being a great scientist, he was also, a lover of literature, right? So that is why he loved writing, and that is why he was very sensitive. So yes, literature makes us sensitive. That is also a value that we get from this lesson. Don't you think so, guys? So let's fall in love with literature. Right. So Kalam was also progressive and took the decision at the right time too. So he was also progressive. He was not conservative, just like his father, just like his parents. Okay. And now we will be focusing on some important question and answers. So the first question is, once you decide to change the system, such problems have to be confronted. What system is the sentence referring to? What are such problems? Does the text suggest that the problems have been tackled? So first of all, in the chat box, do mention who is, the speaker of these lines. Once you decide to change, who has spoken these lines? Do let me know in the chat box. Okay, moving ahead. This, of course, refers to the religious differences between people. And at that time what happened was there was a small society in Rameshwaram, and they were rigid in terms of segregation of different social groups. And this system was prevalent in the whole of the country, and that is why the British could easily dominate us by divide and rule policy, right? The high caste people did not like to eat or drink with the low caste, and then again, religious segregation was there. The incident of the new teacher is an example of religious intolerance. But some people have tried to fight these problems, like Abdul Kalam's science teacher Shiva Subramaniam Iyer. Yet these problems are deep rooted, and this is still going on. And today, even today, we fight in the name of religion. We are not very progressive when it comes to the caste system, right? So, what is your thoughts on the caste system? Do you follow the caste system, or are you a person with a progressive mind? Quickly, let me know in the chat box. And what do you learn from these progressive and influential personalities? So, what change has it brought in your outlook? Do let me know in the chat box right now. Moving ahead is the next question. Subramaniam Iyer was a rebel by nature. Rebel? How is he a rebel? So, this basically is going to focus on the character of Shiva Subramaniam Iyer. So, let us have a look. Definitely, he did not believe in the social barriers. He invited Abdul Kalam to his house, and when his conservative wife refused to serve food to a Muslim boy, he himself did that, right? And he proved it by serving with his own hand. And then he inspired his wife. So when he made a second visit, this time his wife himself, herself served his food, right? So once you decide to change the system, this is spoken by Iyer himself. So as I told you I asked you in the previous question, right? So this was told by Iyer. So definitely he was rebel, and he was very persistent in his effort as well. He was not at all unorthodox, and he proved that an individual can bring a change in the system. Definitely. Maybe it will be slow, but it is not, it will happen. Slow and steady always wins the race, right? Okay, so we should not give up. Even if we are only one taking a stand against something which is wrong, we should not think about whether we are an individual. We should just go for it. Even an individual can bring a change in the system. And next question is, narrate the incident of the new teacher's behavior in the classroom. What do you think? Was this action appropriate? What do you think? Do mention in the chat box. Okay. So you know that he was very conservative, and he could not tolerate a Hindu boy sitting with a Muslim boy, right? And he identified Abdul Kalam as a Muslim boy from the cap that he was wearing, right? The teacher could not digest a Muslim boy sitting with a Brahmin boy. He immediately asked Abdul Kalam to get up and sit in the last row, right? Okay. So next, the teacher believed in the prevalent social ranking. What is that social ranking? The caste system. Okay. High caste, low caste, religious difference, right? And both, so he was spreading the venom of casteism and religious segregation in the minds of both the children. And Ram Shastri was very, hurt by this, and he started to weep. The new teacher's action was not at all appropriate, definitely, because his behavior was spreading the poison of social inequality and communalism in the minds of innocent children, which could later nurture, and it would spread the venom even more, right? So That is all, guys, for today, and we will end this session with a homework question which I want all of you to answer in the comment section, and I would love to read your wonderful comments. So, do you think that the qualities of Kalam's father made Kalam what he was? How? What characteristics have you inherited from your parents? So I'm sure you believe that, parents are our, strength. They are our pillars. So they shape us, they nurture us, and we become what our parents, we become what our parents teach us, our teachers teach us. So what is the role of your parents in your life, and what are the characteristics that you think you have inherited from your parents? Okay, guys, so that was all for today. I hope you enjoyed the lesson and you are really inspired by this wonderful personality. And this personality, along with the incidents in his childhood, has also left a deeper mark in your life and has also changed the way you used to look at things, maybe, right? So, thank you so much. Do not forget to visit the link in the description box and pin comment. And these are the steps that will come in front of you. Okay. And do not forget to apply the coupon code because that is going to give you the Diwali Dhamaka, guys. Okay. So 50% off you're going to get, right? SWREPRO. Thank you so much. Don't forget to hit the like button. If you are still not a member of this channel, then do subscribe to it, guys. What are you waiting for? Okay, and thank you so much. Take care. See you again in the next session.